You thought that I forgot about this album. Kind of. Welcome back, everyone, to the channel. I hope that you're having a fantastic day out there. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you stopping on in as we finish out Brothers in Arms with the title track of the album, Brothers in Arms. Here, finally. I apologize for the delay. I have a list of albums that I've kind of started and gone through, and sometimes I just kind of forget. So my apologies, but we are here to go ahead and finish it out. I figured let's go ahead and take care of that and get the big check mark off of this enjoyable album from the band. I hope that you guys have been enjoying it as well as we finish it out. If you don't mind, press that like button. Get it out the way. It helps a great deal. Just hit that for me really quick. And obviously the usual plugs are there for you, but let's get that off the screen. Let's go ahead and dive into the music itself. Brothers in Arms, Dire Straits. Here we go. Oh, that's the whole album. We've already done that. Let's get the song. Press the wrong button.
These mist-covered mountains are a home now for me, but my home is the lowlands, and always will be. Someday you'll return to your valleys and your farms, and you'll no longer burn to be brothers in arms.
I love that moodiness of the synth beneath everything.
Through these fields of destruction, baptisms of fire, I've witnessed your suffering as the battle reached high, and though it hurt me so bad, in the fear and alarm, you did not desert me, my brothers in arms. the sun's gone to hell, the moon's riding high. Let me bid you farewell. Every man has to die, but it's written in the starlight, in every line in your palm. We're fools to make war on our brothers in arms.
Mark's guitar is at its most sensitive and yet powerful. No doubt. I love how Alan's organ is swelling. A 30-second fade out, huh? It's a long fade out. Wow, 30-second fade out there at the end. But you gotta admit, at closing out this album, they've hit it off with this beautifully subtle and sorrowful, thematically as well, but track that is kind of a heart tugger. This one is kind of one of those tracks that it may not hit you in a particular way at a certain moment, but there will be a time in your life when this song could come on and it could just make it rain, so to speak. And I think that the way that Mark plays in this track is so gorgeously restrained. It's fantastic. I mean, obviously, we've listened to a lot of Dire Straits here and covered a few of their albums, but I love the sensibility that he has with regards to what he's playing, where he's playing, who he's playing with, sure, but also thematically, how does it fit in with certain songs? Maybe he'll go for something a little bit more romantic. With certain songs, something a little bit more eccentric and progressive. But a song like this, in which it's taking on such a somber and serious subject, I love how restrained it is. There's a slight anthemic touch to the guitar, especially as he gets towards near the end and in that solo there. But before that, it's almost like it wants to be more. It wants to cry out in anthemic tones, but it doesn't quite get there. It just kind of quivers and wavers, almost like a quivering lip on someone who's about to cry and trying to hold back those tears. And I think that that's part of what he's trying to get to in here. And I really love how he continues to carry that restraint. And then even at the end where he lets loose, it's not in some, hard rock, Led Zeppelin, like going off on something. It's just a little bit more expression. It seems to me acceptance. And perhaps I'm taking the lyrics and I'm taking the themes that are happening here a little bit too much into heart when I'm just focusing on the guitar. But at the same time, I don't think so, because Mark's that kind of creative to bring that all together in that particular way. That's great. Alan's organ. really nice because in the beginning it's just a simple drone, just a chord there, very much on the underbelly of everything. But then as the track continues, especially as it obviously gets towards the solo later on, it's just building and building and building, kind of like a storm cloud, a thunderhead that you know is in the distance. It's coming, and all of a sudden the atmosphere around you changes. The air changes, it gets a little darker, the moisture, you can feel it in the air, the humidity drops, but there's a cooling effect, there's a breeze that comes, and before you know it, that storm has arrived and you're finding yourself wet. And I think that the way that Alan kind of starts in the distance and brings himself forward is really fantastic. It has this maybe not thunderous kind of sound to it, but there is a little bit more of a storminess that it adds into the song. And I like how Mark kind of gets a little bit of a guitar solo before that, then it's organ, and then it's back to guitar. So it just makes this a really nice listen on a whole, and it kind of keeps things interesting as those pieces move together. Mark's vocals also work very well here in this somber subject manner, as he kind of keeps things very down to earth. He keeps his singing, his delivery near a spoken word delivery, but not quite. He's definitely singing, but he's definitely gazing at that particular form of delivery, and that works incredibly well in this track. And I think that it keeps the emotional balance really nice with this one. Let's dive into these lyrics, shall we? These mist-covered mountains are a home now for me, but my home is the lowlands and always will be. Someday you'll return to your valleys and your farms, and you'll no longer burn to be brothers in arms. So he's finding himself, of course, in a different place that's not his home. He says his home is in the lowlands and always will be. That's where his heart is. But now his home is in these mist-covered mountains. Now, could this be because on deployment and literally he's in a new place and that is his home, at least for a time? Or there could also be some sort of symbolism that he finds himself perhaps clouded from past experiences on deployments or in some sort of engagements perhaps he's dealt with before. Through these fields of destruction, baptisms of fire, I've witnessed your suffering as as the battle raged higher. And though they did hurt me so bad in the fear and alarm, you did not desert me, my brothers in arms. So of course, the soldiers who were alongside of him, his brothers in arms, never abandoned him, despite some of the fire, the fury, the conflict, the battles, and such that they went through. And once again, I don't think that this is just mentally. I don't think that this is just physically and literally. I think this is also mentally. Sticking together and working with one another, talking to one another. There's so many different worlds, so many different suns, and we have just one world, but we live in different ones. I like that a lot. Obviously, we all have one world that we share, but in a sense, we all live in so many different worlds. Even individually, we live in different worlds. And he's saying that, of course, those who have served are in a completely different world of their own as well. Now the sun's gone to hell and the moon riding high. Let me bid you farewell, every man has to die. But it's written in the starlight at every line in your palm. We're fools to make war on our brothers in arms. I like that last line because not only the deep respect given to militaries, but the end as well, kind of taking a look from perhaps civilian perspective. And, not only are, in general, just on a worldwide scale, are we fools to make war with one another, but also fools to make war on our brothers in arms, to perhaps look down on those who serve and the things that they have to deal with, perhaps afterwards, and PTSD and such. And I like the lines that open this: the sun's gone to hell and the moon riding high. I view this once again symbolically. The sun is gone, the light, enlightenment, perhaps life in a sense is gone, and the moon's riding high. Moon, nighttime, representing near death or death itself, and which is furthered by the next two lines there. So I think this all kind of works together on not only a literal way, but definitely deeper on something more symbolic. Obviously, it's the closing track on the album, written in '82, the year of Britain's involvement in the Falklands War. He recorded a new version of the song in 2007, was released as a single in '85. The song's lyrics, influence, and impact were discussed from a variety of musical and personal perspectives. That's nice. The song, written during the Falklands War, is usually described as an anti-war song. cited by classic rock critic Paul Rees to be Dire Straits' fifth greatest song, citing its dignified but lasting power. No doubt about that. It's appeared in several television episodes of the show The West Wing, blah, 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 blah. And there's your chart information. 16 at the UK singles, 10 Irish singles chart, and 5 in New Zealand singles. This is a really poignant way to end the album. And it ends on a somber but very important note. And I like the respect that they gave to a track like this. I think that's extremely well done. You let me know what you all thought of the track, of course, in the comments down below. I hope that you enjoyed it. Thank you again for your patience. Apologies for the delay. Come back next time, and we'll have something more to say. Have a great one, everyone. I will see you later. Bye.